You might have read about the planned Circle 9 service disruption, whereby passengers will face up to 30 minutes in delays. If you are someone who takes the MRT, do watch this to the end, as this will also affect people who don't take the Circle 9. So, for a start, what's the delay all about? We are all kind of familiar with early closures or late openings for some stations due to some unique engineering works, but this is different. From 17 January 2026 to 19 April 2026, passengers taking the Circle 9 will face delays of up to 30 minutes. And we are talking about the whole day, not just certain timings. But why? Later I'll explain more on why this must be done. But what you need to know is just this. The tunnel between Paya Lebar, Dakota and Mountbatten needs some work. But why will passengers be affected? It's actually very simple. During this period, a train will just move between these three stations and will not move beyond these stations. This is called a shuttle train. So, let's say you're moving from Tai Seng MRT station to Stadium MRT station. Instead of being in one train throughout, you have to alight at Paya Lebar first, as the train will end there. Then you have to take a train from Paya Lebar to Mountbatten, and once again, alight to take another train towards Stadium. This is because, as mentioned, train service between Paya Lebar, Dakota and Mountbatten will be a shuttle train between these three stations, as one side of the tunnel will be under construction. Basically, there will just be a train that moves between Paya Lebar MRT station, Dakota MRT station and Mountbatten MRT station. It will also be operating at a 10-minute interval. But since we are talking about just three stations, how will it affect the rest of the night? Well, this will create some kind of bottleneck kind of like how an accident in the expressway will cause jam throughout the expressway. Heck, it will also cause a jam on the opposite side of the expressway, and some jokers will slow down to see what happened. So more or less, you can expect delays of up to 30 minutes and not 30 minutes but up to 30 minutes and also it's only for peak hours. So send this to all the Tanziweis who always like to use traffic jams as an excuse for being late. There will be shuttle buses as well, which will start earlier, from 5th January, so that passengers can familiarize themselves with alternative travel routes. Interestingly, the shuttle buses will ply routes between several stations on the Circle 9 during peak hours to ferry passengers to stations that are not affected by the works. But unlike unplanned disruptions, you have to pay the same fare as if you are taking the MRT. However, how does this affect passengers in other lines? It's the same logic. People are encouraged to avoid the Circle 9 if possible and take other lines to reach their destination. And that means the cute girl you have been seeing every morning might not be taking the Circle 9, but the Northeast line instead, leading to more passengers in other lines. It's okay if we can squeeze in during off-peak hours, but you'll be challenging during peak hours. This is why LTA also said that the Circle 9 interchanges like Bishan, Serangoon and Bunga Vista will be crowded during the morning and evening peaks. Now, this begs the question, why the need to do this? If you are looking to advertise your business in this channel, we can help you. There are guaranteed views and many big brands have trusted us. Just click on the link in the description. Once again, note that I'm oversimplifying everything. So if you're an engineer, you might want to skip this session as this will be too easy for you to understand. And just click on a Stephen Lim video instead, which you likely cannot understand. So, basically, this is how a tunnel looks like. However, the area around the three stations are, well, a little weaker. Over time, the tunnel in this area will turn into this. This is known as tunnel squatting. Now, don't worry first. The authorities have been monitoring this for 10 years and it's still safe. It's just that we have to do something about this sooner or later. And well, now is the time. This is also done so that we can have it fixed before the last three stations in the Circle 9 are open, which will create the perfect circle. How they are going to do it is that they are going to put steel plates to ensure that the tunnel there stays in the circle shape instead of an oval shape. But why can't they do it in the early morning when the stations are closed? Well, it's not just putting the steel plates on the tunnel perimeter like they are laying tiles on the floor. It takes a lot of manpower and machines, and moving the machines in and out take time. Imagine bringing all the machines and people in, and after they have installed the plates for 2 minutes, they are told to leave as the MRT service will be starting soon. So, that's why it's a 长痛不如短痛 situation, which loosely translated, it means long pain could enter short pain, which also means it's better to get it done and over with. It's unknown how this will pan out, since this is one of the longest planned MRT service disruption. But all I can say is this, if you are a PHV driver, you might what big time. In the meantime, MRC might be back even before this. Watch this and you understand. Also, follow me on Instagram if you have not done so, as we publish exclusive short videos there, link in description. And if you want to advertise with us, even as a standalone video, do contact us. Thank you for spending almost 4 minutes with me. I really appreciate it and hope you learned something.